Okay, sorry for the late on the mic there, just got that order in. Okay, we have a sell stop in here at 1855.75, one tick below. We've got a pair of D-cell bars here, and oftentimes if they can get broken, then because we're in the background here of all of this consolidation that has been going on. So unless the market can move above 57, there might be a play on the long side. But the fact that we've had a good selling day intraday, we've had this pause in the down auction, we could very well get another leg down, and so that's really what I'm looking at here, with obviously the potential for the market to make new lows for the day. So that's really the thinking here, and we'll just see if we can actually get something going on there and get short. And so that's why the sell stop is at 1855.75. By the way, my name is Dave Johnston, and I'm with Day Trade the Markets. This is our software that you're looking at here. I'll just shift. Okay, we just got filled. Good. And there's our name right there, and you can see up at the top over in here, we've got DTTM software. So that's what we're using here. So it's moving nicely. And I get in this video ready, I usually go ahead and put an order in, at least to get rid of half the position, usually at a modest point or so. I'm just going to go here and take off at about a point and a half. Okay, so we just got filled on that. So we're down to 4 now. I'm going to go ahead and put in a buy stop right here at break even. So that's at the 55.75 level. So anyway, let me just get this arrow here so you can see that we've had a nice breakdown here. The market is selling off nicely. The next level's down at about 54 and change. We just hit it, actually 54.25 was the next level down. And then there's other levels below that, but if we can get some good selling coming in here, we can have a pretty good leg down. So I did take a long trade earlier, and that was after the market had formed this high velocity move. We had very little follow through. We bounced up and then got rejected off of here, so I felt there was a chance for a bit of at least an intraday short covering, which we did have, but we could not move above here. And it really needed to move above here to say I wanted to get back on the long side, and it couldn't do that. Now we broke it down lower, so that's why I got short on that break there. So we've got our stop in, and it looks like the intraday dominant sellers that have been in play since the market made a high today around the 1871 level have really held on. We had that series of 3 selling high velocity moves. I can show you those. Let's see here. We've got our stop in, so I'll just show you those other high velocity selling moves. We had this one right here. And in our software, these high velocity moves are important because they tend to be either beginnings or ends of intraday moves. So we had a big one here and then a second one right after it. And I actually got long off of this third one. It was a fairly aggressive trade, but it was down near support. This is the third high velocity move in here. And in a down intraday auction, you would expect to have it pop up to here and then get short. I did not get short up here just because our intraday auction is still up. And I did get long off of this rejection of this D-cell bar with the objective of getting up here, which did work. And then we were stopped with just a couple of tick profit on the final partial on that one. But the fact that it couldn't get back up above here was very interesting, and that's why I went ahead and got short on this break of this pair of consecutive D-cell bars, and then when it broke lower. So that's kind of the background of this trade. We're now at our stop is still at break even, so I need to think about perhaps adjusting this and perhaps even taking some profit on maybe 1/4 of the position, We've already exited half the position for a 1.5 gain. So I think what we'll do on this one here, the next level down, it looks like to me, let me just see here. Okay, the 54, yeah, well, we were talking about that. It seems to me it should probably do another couple of points on that, at least taking it down to around 52 or so, and probably down to 50 with the kind of selling pressure that's in the market right now. So let's just, I think what we'll do here is we're going to go ahead, 55 minus 3 is 52, so I think we'll go for 52.75 on the, to take a 3-point, let's see if we can get a 3-point profit on this, on the second, actually it's 1/4, our second exit would be 1/4 of our position. I think I'll just move this down a couple of ticks too. It's already moved in our favor, well, almost 3 ticks now, or almost 3 points I should say. Okay, it's just hit our second objective there, 3-point profit, so hopefully we can get filled on that. We've got to stop in here, just salvaging a couple of ticks here, should the market have a bounce. So we'll see how it plays out. Been in this trade. Okay, we just got filled on that. So we're only 1/4 of the position left, and I'm going to be fairly lenient with this. I think what I will do is go ahead and at least bring this back or lower it even more. I'll bring it down to, let's see, we're short from 55.75, so I think 54.75, just 1 point for now. We've only, I need to change this too because we only have 2 contracts left, as you can see. You can see that this white red with the, I'm sorry, the white number 2 with the red background, that's the number of contracts still in play, and that's why I've adjusted this to just 2. So we have exited 2. Let me just mark that in here so we can kind of keep track of that. So our profit so far is plus 1.50 times 4 equals 6. So we're up 6 points on that, and then we've got plus 3.0 times 2 equals 6 point. So we got a total so far of plus 12 points. And for those of you not familiar with this emini S&P, it's at $50 per point. So I'll just mark that in. You can kind of follow it there. So that's where we're at. We've got our stop in here. We're locking at least another point here on that final partial. But should we get fortunate and this market continue to move lower, then that's good. I think you can see that right here we have another, oops, just move this blue away. You can see we've got another aggressive selling bar here, and the high of that is right here at 53.75. So I'm going to put the buy stop just a tick above that at 54. So we'll lock in 0.75 should the market have a bit of a bounce. Otherwise, you know, there's some potential to still have this trade move, quite a bit lower for us. So let's we'll continue to monitor this. That's okay. It's still moving down pretty nicely. We'll just move this screen a bit so you can see it a bit better. The 50 area, 1850 would be our next target. And I think what I will do on that one, I'm going to exit one contract at, let's see, we're short from 55.75. I'm going to go ahead and put it at 50.25. See if we can squeeze that out of the market. Would be a nice trade on that one contract of, what would that be, 5.5 points. So I'm going to put that in there as an objective for now on just one of the remaining 2 contracts that we have in play. So we will, let me go ahead and, okay, we just had another aggressive selling bar. I think what I'll do is I'm going to place my stop let's see, the high on that is 52.25. I'm going to lower my stop to put it a couple of ticks above that. So let's say it right here at 52.75. So I'm going to reduce that down there, or lower it, I should say. So now we've locked in 3 points from 55.75 to 52.75 on the final two, should we get a bit of a bounce here. But hopefully we can come down here and hit onto this 50 level and exit. One contract would be 1/8 of the position for a nice 5.5 point gain. So that's what we're monitoring right now. Now the kind of range that we've had so far is I like to keep an average, a 10-day average of the entire day's range, and we've exceeded that. It's around 14 or 15 points right now. Our high today is around 71 and change, and now we're at 51 and change. So we have moved, a good amount, roughly 20 points today. So not, unless this is just a real killer day, we might not get a lot more out of this. So, when the 10-day average is 14, 15, and we've done 20, we might not get a lot more. So I've tightened up that stop, and at least we can salvage 3 points off of that should we get a bit of a bounce here. So we'll just monitor that for now and see how it goes. But obviously would really like to see it get down and test into that 1850 area, squeeze out some more. But we've got our stop in place there at any rate. So we'll just let that go for the time being. And we're already into this video. Yeah, this has been a good trade here. We've been into it 11 or 12 minutes here. Okay, now this is nice. We've got a buying bar here. Now, a lot of times in a down move, you'll get some buying come in that can get quickly exhausted. This is a blue bar here, this blue cyan bar. That's a level 1 buying, and that's the weakest of our aggression of ours. We have level 1, 2, and 3. And so for the market to have some degree of aggressive buying is good here. It's signifying that there's some profit taking being done, and that could exhaust the market on a very short-term basis with this kind of bounce, with this kind of profit taking. It's a natural give and take of the auction. So when it has a good down move, if it does get a good bounce, especially with some relatively good aggressive buying, I'm not talking, a level 3, which is a dark blue bar, but I'm talking, just somewhat aggressive. That often can be just a sort of a reflex in the down auction, in which case the market could turn around and make a new low. So that's good. It has made a new low on this blue bar, so that's good. We like to see that because we're trying to get it down to the 1850 level here. So we can exit 1/8 of the position, and it's continuing to move nicely. So another couple of ticks or so here, and we can squeeze 5 or so points out of that, at least one of these contracts here. Somewhat fortunate on the stop there. I went ahead and put the stop 2 ticks above the high of the most recent selling aggression bar, and you can see here that the high on that's this red or light red bar right here. Its high was right here, and that's why we had the stop just a couple of ticks above it, and then we got the exhaustion there on that buying, so that's good. And hopefully it'll move down here when we get filled at that 50 1/4. Still looking pretty good. And of course, by the way, I do have our email here should you have the inclination to go ahead and contact us and have any further questions about the market or our software and so on. Okay, so maybe what I will do, here we go. Maybe we can get filled on this, and then I can put the video on pause. I don't want to make the video, horrendously long. They get over 10 minutes, and it just makes it kind of difficult. But okay, good. There we go. So got filled on that. So we're down to just one contract, as you can see here. So I need to adjust my stop, obviously, down to one contract. And I'll be pretty lenient with this. You can see that we've just had another good selling bar come in here. So I'm going to go ahead and put my stop 2 ticks above there. You can see the high of this level 2 aggression bar is at 51.75. So I'm going to put my stop in there on the final contract at 52 1/4, just 2 ticks above there. Now we just got 5.5 points, so I'm just going to update this here let's see, we've got plus 5.5 times 1 equals 5.5, and we add that onto our 12, so that's 17.5. So just to keep us up to date here on our position so far. So we did start with 8, and you can see right over here, I've just keeping tally of them here. We exited 4, we exited 2, we exited 1 for a total of 7. So that's why we've only got the one contract on still, and you can see it identified right here with the existing position. And our buy stop for just the one contract here up there at 52.25. For those of you that are not familiar, just once again, that each point here does have a dollar value of $50. So we've accumulated 17.5 points here. So we're having a pretty good trade right now. So we locked in. We're at 52.25, 55.75. So we've locked in another 3.5 points on that. So I'm going to be fairly lenient with this final contract we got on here. Who knows? Maybe the market can really sell off, and we'll be on board for a really nice winner. And it's looking pretty good as it stands right now. So next target down is let me just check on that. I'm just going to put the video on the recording on pause for a moment. The next level down really isn't until about 45, so we just had another level 2 right in here. So I'm going to once again adjust my stop. The high on that, as you can see here, is right here at 49.75. So I've got my stop at 50.25. So should it move a couple of ticks above that, then we're going to be out of the trade, but that's okay. There's always that balance between, being too tight with your stop or not tight enough. And this final partial position here, I want to give it as much as I possibly can, but at the same time, I don't want to give it too much. So I like to use these paint bars that our software produces, because it can really pinpoint exactly where we want to go ahead and put those stops, because it really does give us a pretty good handle on the degree of buying and selling pressure, and also give us some pretty good reference levels. So we've got our stop in there at 50.25, and we'll just see how that pans out. I'll let it, we're obviously fairly close to it, so I'll just let the recording as we're trading. By the way, today is, I don't know if I mentioned that, but today is Monday, April the 28th. I should probably just mark that in here for us. I'll just make a note here for us that this is Monday, April 28th, 2014. Okay, and I'm on Pacific time, just in case you're wondering if you're looking at these times down in here. So I'm 3 hours behind, obviously, New York, so which I know a lot of people make reference to. So just if you're wondering what these, what I'm doing with is 10 o'clock and stuff, it's actually 1 o'clock Eastern time. So okay, so a little bit of consolidation, as you can see here. We've got a couple of inside bars, so it could still just be a pause in this down auction, which would be nice, because that's obviously what we want to see. But it could also have a bit of a bounce, as we experienced here 5 or so minutes ago when we had this aggressive level 1 buying bar there. We'll just keep monitoring it here. If we don't get any push up on this bar, I will go ahead. Okay, we've got a decel. Okay, so this is actually an outside bar with a decel, and obviously an attempt to move higher. So I think our stop is in a good place, because even more so now, because here's a market that it did try and move up, and it decelerated. We've got the deceleration triangle, as you can see right here above the bar. So that's obviously at least short-term capping any move higher. However, should there be a wave of profit taking here and some buying come in, we've got our stop a couple of ticks above it. So this is a good sign. we could maybe get another leg down, which would be nice, which would, of course, take the market down into that 45 level, which is really the next level that we're looking at as far as any kind of sort of barrier kind of thing. So we already hit that 50, and we're looking probably around 45 in here as the next target. Just kind of keep that in mind where we are on that. So once again, I think I'll put this recording on pause and this live trade just so we don't make the video too long. Okay, you can see here it is moving down. We did get, however, a level 1 selling bar. It's an inside bar. You can see that cyan bar right there. So I think what I'm going to do is just once again adjust that stop, move it down a little bit more, just a couple of ticks above the high of this cyan bar here. So our stop is now at 49.25, and it looks like it wants to get down to that 45, which would be great. So that's where we are right now, and I will go ahead. Okay, we just got another selling bar coming in. You can see the high of that right here at 48.25. So I'm going to bring this stop down to right there, 49.75, 2 ticks above that. I'm also going to put a limit order in. I think I'll lay off on that limit order to buy it back. I'm just going to let this one go. And if I get stopped out of this, fine. Otherwise, I think I'll just kind of let this market, it's selling off, so I'm just going to let it do that. And I'll pick up the video here as situation develops. Okay, we're back here a few minutes later. You can see that it didn't quite make it to the 45 level. It made it to 45.75. You can see the low right here, having a bit of a bounce right now. I still have the stop in here at 48.75, and just so you can see where the trade is from, here we are here. We're still short that one contract from 55.75. So what's that? We've locked in 7 points on that. It'd be nice to lock in more, but I think we've got to kind of leave it at that for the time being. Anyway, it might pop up and do us hit us here, but let's I just wanted to bring that to your attention, and we get a little bit of a bounce, but not. You can see too that we do not yet have any aggressive buying coming in at all, so it leads me to believe that selling is not over, and I think our stop's in a pretty good spot. So we'll just let the trade continue to unfold. I just kind of want to bring you up to date on that. Okay, just cranked up the video again. Just stop it there for a moment, or for about 2 minutes. You can see we just got within 1 tick here of our stop. Just hit here, and there's our stop. So pretty darn close to it. So I wanted to have the video recording going on. Should have come in and hit us. We didn't get hit yet, so we'll just leave it as is. Now this is a good sign. You can see that the market has come up here on this buying bar and decelerated, and so for us to have a stop just above that, I think is in a good spot. So we'll just let that stay the way it is, and it doesn't mean to say we're not going to get stopped, but at least it's a good sign that the buying that has come in has decelerated, although we'll just it gives us some good information and a good reference point here for where our stop should be. So we're right at the we're just 2 ticks above the high of this level 1 selling bar, and 1 tick above the high of this buying deceleration bar, which is also the high of this level 1 buying bar, but it was also an inside bar. So when we're taking a look at these bars, just so you're usually when you take a look at a bar, you're looking at where it closes. Is that a buying bar, selling bar, whatever? So because our software looks inside the bar at the time in sales to determine the level of aggression of the buying and the selling, it can paint the bar a color we have three colors for aggressive buying and three colors for aggressive selling, levels 1, 2, and 3. So we're calling level 1 here the least aggressive, and this is most of obviously the paint bars come in the least aggressive, which is the cyan here, and then the light red or pink. So these are just level 1 buying and selling. So um, it can still be an inside bar. I think that's what I wanted to say here, because this, you can see this blue cyan bar is actually an inside bar. But it did have quite a bit of buying in it. So this is a good thing for us to know, because with bars, if there's fairly aggressive buying but it didn't really go anywhere, then you can't really say the buyers are all that strong, can you? So it gives us a little bit more insight into the quality of the buying and selling as these parties come in and engage with the market. I'm going to go ahead and put this recording on pause. Okay, wanted to resume the video here because we have come down, we have just gone through that level, we just created a level 3 selling bar, very aggressive, and hit the 45 level. So we got to be a little bit careful here. Now you can see that we just formed a level 3 aggressive selling bar, this magenta bar right here. A high of it is right here, so that high is at 47.50. So I will lower my stop now to 48. So I actually went ahead and changed this result over here. I'm going to have to change that again. Let's see, it's 3/4 if we should get stopped. Okay, just kind of update that. Should we get stopped on here, this was what the scenario for today would be on this trade. So that's good selling, because that next 45 level, let me just put we've got the stop in here at 48. Let me go ahead and pause the video here. I want to take another look at a different chart, see if I can get a better handle on the next potential level down. Okay, the next level down seems to be around 1841. We did hit the 45, got hit 44. So I'm being pretty lenient with this trade. We've got a big bar here, though, as you can see. This level 3 selling bar that came in, it's got quite a range on it. The high is at 47.50 and the low at 44. 3.5 point range bar. So that's a pretty substantial size bar. But I'm going to be lenient with this. I've got my stop at 48 here. I actually updated the results over here so you can see them should we get stopped on that. But it's a little bit larger stop than I would like to use because the low is at 44 and my stop is at 4 points above that. But we've got a 3.5 point range bar on the low of the day, and it's a level 3, and sometimes they can be exhaustion as well. So I just, I'm fairly tight on this stop, a couple of ticks above it. Like I say, it's a little bit more than what I like to put, 4 points off the low of the day, but I think in this case it's okay. It's the final portion of, or final partial of this trade. We had 8 to start, and we just got the 1 contract left. So now you can just see here that the market did come in. You can see that we've got a level 1 buying, so we are getting reaction here. We've got some buying in, that's good. As we were saying before, oftentimes that can be an exhaustion. In other words, a reaction, sort of a reflective sort of reaction based on the heavy selling that has been going on. We've got some reflective buying, responsive buying, possibly some short covering rally, profit taking, that kind of thing. And oftentimes they don't have a lot of follow through. They can, it lasts for perhaps, 1 or 2 or 3 minutes, and then that's it. If it continues on, then obviously you've got some new buying coming in. But in this case, now we did get that decel bar there as well immediately thereafter. We have taken out the high of that. So we could very well be in for a bit of a bounce here. But rather than exit immediately, I've got the stop here, as you can see, just 2 ticks above the high of this cyan bar. I'm sorry, above the high of the selling magenta bar, which is a level 3 selling. So this is a level 3 selling, and that's the most aggressive selling that we have in our software. So Just call that L3 selling, magenta bar. So that's this bar right here. That's the strongest selling bar that we have in our software. So obviously some very aggressive selling going on here as the market was moving lower. And obviously we have not had any follow through from that. But oftentimes when you have a really good large vertical move like that, the market that can then spend a bit of time inside that area, which is the natural give and take of the auction, just have a bit of a pause after that run. And we're getting that now. You can see that we have spent 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes or so inside the range of this this high range or large range, I should say, level 3 selling bar, this magenta bar here, 3.5 points. And so anyway, we've got our stop in place, and we'll just continue to monitor this trade. If it comes back up above here, I will restart the video again, or the recording. Okay, I've restarted the recording here, and you can see that we have come right to the top of this magenta level 3 selling bar. Okay, just took out the high of it. Our stop is just a couple of ticks above it, so obviously very close in to getting stopped out. So I obviously wanted to have the recording going on should that happen. So this should be a good area of resistance. Now I know we haven't had any follow through of this magenta, so the market might just be, gathering up a bit of steam to try and at least have a bit of a short covering rally. It doesn't look like it's really powerful. I certainly wouldn't want to be getting on the long side, but just to be on the safe side, if it should have a bit of a squirt or sprint tire, I should say, then at least we'll have locked in our profits. So we're very close to it here. Okay, just started the video back up here again. You can see it's doing just very quiet at the moment, just a bit of give and take back and forth here. It did come down though and give us a decel bar just a moment ago. It might attract some buying, so obviously we've got our stop in there at 48, short from 55.75. So you just want to fire up the recording again just in case we do get that bounce and it comes up and stops us. So it looks like it might want to do that, so I just want to have that on the recording. You can see obviously we were a little bit lucky last time. It came within one tick. It hit 47.75 right here, and our stop was at 48, so obviously a little bit lucky that last time it went up. Maybe not quite so lucky this time, but time will tell. I'll go ahead and pause the recording. Okay, back immediately. It once again within one tick of our stop. So just want to have that on the recording here. I did the level 3 bar. Wanted you to make note of that. This is obviously on Monday the 28th, and the time's down here just so okay, we just got stopped there. So I did go ahead of time, and if we did get stopped, I marked it in over here. So it was 7 3/4 points in the final partial. So this is the rundown of how that trade ended up, which turned out to be a great trade. On the 8 contracts there, a total of a little over 25 points. So a nice trade on the downside there, with the market really having seller control after it had rallied up off of the opening up to I think it rallied some, I think it was around about 10 points, hitting up to the 71 and then coming all the way down here and hitting onto the 45. So pretty good day's range, certainly larger than our average. So anyway, kind of a long video, but it was a good trade to monitor and hopefully learn from. So any questions or comments, just our email is up here, and always look forward to hearing from you. So Dave Johnston here for Day Trade the Markets. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video.